Looking for a cool vampire flick to watch? Well, then this movie may be the one for you. Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Ava and welcome back to the channel here at A-Vlogs, and for this one we're going to be reviewing this vampire film called Abigail. It centers on 6 kidnappers who abduct this 12-year-old girl, but they bite off more than they can chew because this girl actually is a vampire and they're trapped with her for 24 hours as they try to survive.
I'm sorry about what's gonna happen to you.
I will discuss 3 things that I actually liked about this movie because this film, honestly, I'm going to preempt my final verdict, is worth watching. I highly recommend it because it is cool, it's fun, but let's talk about those 3 things. First, casting. When I saw the trailer, I saw Melissa Barrera. All of her controversies aside, I loved her on Scream, I loved her in The Heights, and I loved her here. She has this final girl action star quality to her. And the rest of the cast, you'll see so many familiar faces here as well. And they are just on point in complementing each other, from Kathryn Newton, Dan Stevens, even Giancarlo Esposito is here as well. So you get a really nice, well-rounded cast. But one of the biggest highlights for me as well is Alisha Weir, who plays Abigail. Oh my gosh, she has just this command na mag-transition from cute, innocent 12-year-old girl to this rampaging, menacing killer vampire. Sobrang galing nung switching niya. The ballet components also that she does here, I'm sure that's a stunt double, I guess. But even those moments, it reminds me of Megan, but it is so entertaining to watch. It's not creepy. That's one of my comments when it comes to this film. It's not creepy, it's not scary, it's more cool. Cool yung effects, cool yung mga pinapanood mo. It's not really jump out of your seat horror. Now, number 2 that I want to talk about is the narrative. This is an action-packed, nice-paced film. Now, it has the ability to actually build the narrative that it doesn't become boring. There's so many films recently that's so boring for me kasi sobrang haba ng pag-establish. And these are big franchises even that you don't need to establish things. Here, the film does have moments to establish everything, to give a context and backstory, but then everything goes relatively fast, and it's not super fast, but it's just a nice paced film, to be honest. I also love that this film is very self-aware. It knows what it is and it's not afraid to be that. It feels like a horror version or Home Alone meets vampire, and it works. People stumbling around, not knowing what they're doing, getting hit and stabbed because they are just inexperienced with what they are dealing with. It's like Kevin from Home Alone, but vampire version. I also love the fact that it's meta.
Are we talking about like an Anne Rice or a True Blood, you know, Twilight?
They discuss vampire tropes and they're not afraid to lean into those vampire tropes. Now, towards the end, there's also great themes that surface. You have themes on forgiveness, on second chances, and a lot of the things here sa movie na to, I felt like they're just too crazy to work, but then they do it and it ends up working. I don't know how, I cannot pinpoint kung paano nila nagawa yun, but even themes like those, they just manage to work. And it's brilliant. Now, lastly, I want to talk about the tone. I looked again at the directors, and they're actually the directors also of Ready or Not. Because actually, when I was watching the film, sabi ko, this feels like Ready or Not. The blood splattering, even some of the format of the story is very familiar or similar to Ready or Not. I welcome it because I also love that film. This has a nice mix of dark tones with, again, that goofy horror, different genre kind of vibes to it. So it complements each other, even the whole composition of the lighting and whatnot. It's complementary. The horror elements aren't really creepy or, you know, jump out of your seats. It's more of jump scares, yes, but the horror elements here are very subtle, as well as the gore. The gore isn't like cringy, close your eyes, squirm in your seat kind of gore. They're just enough like blood splattering, but they're not like super gross. There's just a lot of blood. So yeah, at least those will settle your expectations when you watch this film. Now, honestly, this is again a solid vampire film that I loved because basically I just went in and enjoyed it. I mean, I just enjoyed the ride. It's nothing, it's a mindless fun that's just that fun. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely one that I recommend for you to check out. I think it's still here in theaters as I post this video, hopefully. But that's it for this video. Catch me on the next one. Don't forget to make every day into an adventure. God bless, guys, and peace.